Exr Tier 3 Round 1 at Britain. It has a very, very wet Silverstone circuit. I mean, I don't know what more you expect from England, from British weather, to be honest, and this clearly defines it in a nutshell. Heard that there's a dry race, so it's just a wet qualifying, so all the drivers should be on dry setups as to best prepare themselves for the long race ahead of them. But of course, qualifying has started the last couple of minutes, and drivers are on their outlaps and finishing their first flying runs of the session. See a new season for EXR, season 3 now. It's gone quite quickly, but yeah, it's been a good season so far, with the season openers in Tier 1 and Tier 2, and we're now going into the Tier 3 season.
Oh yeah, I'm also here, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm also joined by my co-commentator EXR Dukes, and he'll give his not-so-expert opinion on today's race.
Great.
The Creature Chom is going out on his first flying run of the session, or maybe second. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
Still no one has finished a lap. Ark's
Yeah, we're
dark
still
is
waiting for people.
first person to do a lap.
Here we start with a 39.2. I
I
have
don't know
no
whether
clue
that's
what a
good.
good lap around here is, to be honest, but well, I'm sure we'll see as Pop Fly now goes provisional pole, with the returning Explicit back in the XR after taking a hiatus from the league. It'll be interesting to see what his pace is like after missing quite a few rounds. See a lot of new faces from last season, including the likes of Lukey Boy, RRL, Jake,
El Pistolero.
as El Pistolero going fastest with 38.6. A Preacher Chomp understeering a lot, clearly struggling
Guys,
with the grip.
he's done a 38.8, not 38.6. Ignore Louis' bad eyes.
Yeah, I'm blind. Preacher Chomp seems to have been on a decentish lap, a bit slidey, a bit all over the place, but I'm sure he's just finding his feet on a tricky, wet track. So, Preacher Chom finishes that with a 39.4. So Pistolero taking a bit of a commanding lead so far in his bankers, and I think he's on an in lap now. Has Vivid Bunny puts a very interesting comment in the chat, which I will not read out loud, because that would be me.
El Pistolero still on top by 3.5 tenths.
Yeah, the X are rapidly going on a lap now. In the banana car, the most treasured car in EXR for multiple reasons, but
EXR happily not the greatest over one lap at all. Oh, he's not a lap, never mind, he's on an in. ZZRB doing a lap, he is almost a second slower than Exr 1. Taking pops absolutely rapidly there.
I'm good. I'm back to where I'm going there. That's it. Not many people actually on laps, to be honest. I think
As Ben is on an lap, he might get caught with ZZRD here if he knows he's on a lap. Oh, he's just giving him slipstream in the wet. Right.
Vivid Barney putting in chat, watch out for Mickey Man, definitely one to watch.
No.
No, I completely disagree. No, joking. Not too bad, the Hasses in P4 and 5 respectively.
As this has been a rapid
DK's
lap. Staying where he is.
Dylan 161204. The wet makes quali interesting. Yes, it does. It definitely does. You can see the drivers are definitely not used to these wet conditions, and of course this changes the strategy for the race as well, because everyone will be able to start on whatever tyre they want. So not so much a split strategy anymore. Pretty much everyone will be starting on the mediums, tries.
They're running anyway.
Yes.
We have
A few
anyone
people
on...
still yet to set laps, such as Pokemon Madness, Luigi Boy, Jacob Hughes, Ben M, and Mr. Tango. Ben M on a lap now, setting a 31.6 per sector, which isn't awful.
Jesus. Our old Jake with the fastest first sector by 4/10.
Ben M going through Magazine Beckett, understeering completely off the track there. Of course, just treacherously raining. But that's a purple middle sector despite that. Let's see what he can do in the last sector to do better lap than maybe El Pistolero. We'll have to wait and see. El Pistolero, of course, one of the top drivers in this Tier 3 grid right now.
If Exr happily has a good final sector here, he could put in provisional pole. He's half a second up in the middle sector. He just has a...
Oh! And Ben M completely burgers the last corner, invalidating his run. But Apley is now on his lap, sliding through the Vale chicane completely, running just out of DRS, and does a 38.9 despite that. Might be going again on a lap. He has the ERS and fuel, it looks like, so we may see him go again.
Cutler puts it provisional pole by 6,100 or 6,000. Hop fly on the lap.
Seems to be 2 tenths up, which could maybe put him provisionally on pole. We'll have to wait and see.
And he just invalidates.
Yes, invalidates there. Who is this Ferrari? It looks like Mr. Tango's is about to start a lap, or maybe finish one. He does a 1 minute 40.3. That's in P10 for now. But Champessian, Bembling, Dylan, Louis, Jonathan, Vivid, and Dembele are watching the stream. Thank you very much for watching.
Pokemon Madness apparently has a purple middle sector, so this could be one to watch.
Let's go with him now.
Slightly deep into the Vale chicane.
Oh, bit of a slide. Could this be him out of the session? Not quite, but puts it in P10 for now. He's got to spin himself around before he gets disqualified.
We have Jacob Hughes, who is 15 seconds up in the middle sector. Wow.
I mean, I would hope so when he has set a lap time of a 2 minute flat. So that is probably what you want happening on your laps.
Mr. Tango's 6 tenths up here. Back up this lap
Let's
with
get
him.
to Mr. Tango. He can Vale chicane quite nicely. Bit slidey, but gets some decent traction. And goes up into P10 with a 39.
Explicit on a lap with a rapid middle sector here in the banana car. And El Pistolero goes pole by half a second there.
So clearly one to watch out for this season. Let's finish this lap with Explicit and see where he can put himself on the grid. Goes on the final corner and sets a 38.7, putting himself P2. The ex-teammates in P1 and P2 now, but now championship rivals. I'm a, even if I do say so myself at this stage. Not too sure who else is on our lap, to be honest.
It's
Airy start, 2 tenths up currently.
Mickey
on his lap
Man.
is Mickey. Up into P2 with a 38.4. Airy Stark, his teammate, now also on a lap. Looking to be up by quite a considerable margin, but will it be enough to challenge for the front row or maybe the second row on the grid? People are now coming up for their final runs because you can do 2 or 3 runs in a row in the wet conditions due to the tyres not wearing and having a lot of VRS retention in the wet. It's been quite tidy from Airy Stark so far. Let's see what he can do in this middle and last sector. Currently half a second up on his lap time, so this is looking to be a very, very quick lap time from him. Let's see what he can do going into the last sector, taking Stowe in 5th gear, hugging the apex very tightly there, carrying a lot of apex speed. Probably some of the most crucial corners on the track. Going down this Velsh cave, breaking nice and early as to not aquaplane off the track. Taking 3rd gear to try and get the extra bite out of the corner.
really decent
Nice
fail,
fight.
and he goes P2.
P2 and P3 for the Haas drivers right now. Explicit finishing another lap, and let's see what it's going to be. Not an improvement for him, and he'll be looking to stay P4, I believe.
Hot flyer
RL Jake.
2 tenths up first sector as RL Jake.
Bunny said Haas 1-2 calling it in the race. Interesting predictions. Anyone else that's watching, leave your predictions for calling in the race in the chat below, and we'll try and respond to your comments. If you're watching on YouTube after this race has been streamed on Twitch, then leave it in the comments as well, as all of the races do get put onto YouTube. And Pop Flyer still 2 tenths up on his lap time, and we'll have to see what he can do going into the last sector. Pretty decent line so far. Let's see what he can do. Bit deep into the Vale chicane, but hopefully can get some really good traction, which he seems to have done. Runs out of VRS for the lap, but will he get the traction down, improving by 2 1,000ths of a second? So not really a big improvement for him. Let's see which Haas it is in the last sector once going into the pits. Ben M still get to set a lap time after invalidating, so he's really got to be able to get a lap in as Explicit is going into the pits.
Got the 2 tenths up on now as he goes into Stowe, as he has a really decent Stowe trying to get a good exit out there. And he's short onto aquaplane off. He's gone slightly deep into the Vale chicane. What's this not going to be?
.38.6, not too bad. I think he'll have one last crack at it, I think. Oh, big slide there. We're going to stay on board with Cutler. Could challenge for pole position here. Not too sure, using 2nd gear for that extra rotation. Pretty decent traction from him so far. And he invalidates going through the loop, so that's unfortunate for him. As the Preacher Chom puts it P2 with 38.3, and I think that'll be his qualifying over. Mikey Man on a lap, or Mickey Man, sorry. Not many people are on laps, but one person we do have to watch out for is not so much Exr Happily, but Pokemon Man is still yet to put in a decent time. Obviously shown a lot of potential at the end of the last season, and I'm sure he'll be looking to try and continue that as he gets a big slide, which I think might have ruined his chances for a good qualifying. We'll have to wait and see. Actually going to skip on board with Exr Happily now.
He just started a lap. Ben M coming through Stowe on a lap. See where he can put it. or Vale chicane as he was at P10.
We're better from him. Let's see what Exr is doing. It's almost a 100th up on his lap time now. Getting a bit out of shape through Luffields now. But gets a decent exit, gets some pretty nice traction. Let's see if there's anyone else finishing a lap here. RL Jake. This could be pole position for him. And it is a 38 flat. That has come out from nowhere. But an impressive lap from him, puts himself on pole position. Pokemon Madness now coming through the last sector, really short shifting to try and minimise that wheel spin. And he goes across the line to set a 39.4, which puts him into P11. Skipping back on board with the Exr athlete. He's not quite up on his lap time. We're going to have to wait and see what he can do in this last. See what he can do in this last sector. Decently sized lock up into the final chicane. Let's see what he can do. Short shifting to try and minimise the wheel spin, and he goes across the line to set 38.8, keeping himself in P8 for the moment. Cutler's on another lap. Let's see how far up or down he is. He's down by a 10th, but I don't know whether he will be improving. Mr. Tango just going across the line, puts himself into the top 10. Cutler probably the last man out there that can challenge for pole position here. We'll have to see what he can do in this last chicane. He's probably going to send it. Yeah, really nice and late. Looks decent. Can you get the traction after the last chicane? Gets power down relatively early.
And this might stays P6.
Improvement, but not enough as Ben M is into the pits.
And that is your qualifying grid. We have Oral Jake on pole position, El Pistolero, Preacher Tom and Aries Dark as the top 4, followed by Mickey Man with a pretty decent qualifying, Cutler, Explicit, Athlete, Hotflyer and Tangos as your top 10.
Ben M and Pokemon Madness at P11 and P12. ZZRD, Jacob Hughes, Final Order and Lukey Boy top off the bottom of the grid. So yeah, that was an interesting qualifying session. A few surprises there, I can't lie. Some people not quite being able to pick up the laps. Some people obviously not so great in the wet, but there's no points for Saturday, as they say. So we'll have to see what they can do going into the race now. It's going to be, well, from going off what we saw in Tier 1 and Tier 2, looking like it could be a bit of a DRS train, as there's just a lot of slipstreaming around this track, a lot of straights, so I feel like we might see a bit of that, but strategy could play a big part, as we saw in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 races. You never know what could happen. So Haas, pretty impressive in qualifying. Obviously a new duo in the Haas team, putting themselves in P4 and P5 respectively. RL Jake, another debutee for us today, putting it on pole by 3/10 to El Pistolero. So that must have been a pretty good lap to get pole position by that much, and such quick drivers below him.
My mum has just asked me to go and do a job, so I will be back in time for the race.
We're about to start the formation lap now. Drivers will be looking to get their tyres up into the optimal temperature range. So I'll be back in approximately 30 seconds whilst I get a drink to prepare myself for this race.
I'm back, lads. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but here we are on the formation. I think this could shape up to be a pretty interesting race. To me, it looks like it could rain a little bit, but I don't know. From what people are saying in the Discord, I think it's just dry.
Right, I'm back now. Right, it'll be interesting to see what people have done with their strategies. Let's take a look at the race director and see what people have chosen tyre-wise.
So we have the top two on softs. Reach on third, who could be a threat. Aries, both the Hasses on softs. Cutler medium. Explicit soft. Appley and Hotfire medium. Tango soft. Ben M Pokemon Madness. Jacob Hughes and Lukey Boy on medium, and the rest is on soft.
So we're heading up to the starting grid. The drivers have done all they could have done to ensure the best qualifying positions. It's all up to what they can do in the race now. And we're going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights out. And away we go for the start of the Silverstone British Grand Prix. A good start for RLJ. The same with El Pistolero. He's going side by side with RLJ in the first two corners.
Holds it on the outside and keeps hold of his P1 position. As we have Pokemon Madness and Mr. Tango's colliding at turn 1. EXR Appley is round as well. And someone's round final, is round explicit's round. Someone's going off there. So Williams off, Lukey Boy. Ben M going from P11 to P7. And he's side by side with Pop Play now. Can he hold it at Love Field? Yes, he can, and he's got the move done. Well done, Ben M. As Mickey Man has gone off as well, dropping from P4 to P6. That one, Cutler P5. Preach almost like he's lagging all over the place, and everything's dark. Elbit still over an RL Jake.
Seems to have bolted it off the start, I see. So the softs obviously going to have a massive advantage at the start of this race. So a few spins for people further down on the grid. Hopefully they'll be able to make up for it with maybe a safety car or something later on in the race. Cutler getting a decent getaway as well. So a bit of a chaotic start, but I think things have started to calm down now. RL Jake and El Pistolero going side by side, going into the final chicane. Let's see what happens now. Rogo ball with RL Jake, it goes down the inside. Will El Pistolero be able to hold it around the outside? They go side by side through the whole of the final sector.
This is great racing.
Incredible battle between these two.
Is he going to hold it up the inside?
Jake.
He just backs out of it, but El Pistolero goes off the track and possibly get a warning there. Cut like it's a 3-second already. As El Pistolero and RR Jake, if they want to maximise their softs, they just need to stay into the RS and try and walk away from Creature Charm on mediums and Colour on mediums.
Creature Charm can stay within the DRS of the soft runners. He's going to be in prime position to win this race. The soft runners need to kind of get their heads down, stop battling, just to ensure that they can actually make their softs to an advantage, as the timing screens are completely glitching out
that's
for me.
what mine is doing as well.
Sorry about that. Still, the game is broken almost a year into it, but there's nothing he can do, to be honest. But we are going to go on board with the front three. We're going to stay on board with them.
El Pistolero has 2 warnings already in this race. Overall, Jake has 1 warning. Aries Dark has 1 warning. Preacher 1 warning. Cutler.
And there's a spin. Jacob Hughes is out. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Jacob Hughes has spun at tops in the VSC. Oh, so another crucial bit. Do not speed under virtual safety car. I'm looking at Athley who did it last season. So hopefully no shenanigans happen and they can all stick to their limits. It's going to help the medium runners as the soft runners aren't able to use their fresh softs as they're lapping the exact same time as the mediums under this VSC. It's going to be interesting to see when it does come in though.
Surely Luke Boy has damage because he pitted and he's on mediums already. Yeah, it's changing his front wing in the pits. This VSC's been on for a hot minute. And we get racing again.
No VSCs or anything, but crucially Cutler is going for a move down the inside on Preacher Chom. This could be crucial for the race. Now they're all connected, almost, Cutler almost in the DRS of Aries Dark. We're going to have to see how this pans out. Preacher Chom using quite a bit of his battery to try and stay with Cutler. Cutler, obviously, our Season 2 champion, and well, one of the Season 2 champions, and hopefully he can bring this exciting pace
El
back
Pistolero
where
gets 3 seconds already in this race. If Jake can keep it clean, he has 2 warnings, but if Jake can keep it clean for the rest of the race, then
So yeah, front three kind of getting their heads down a bit. Jake is sticking behind El Pistolero, trying to save his tyres, his fuel and his ERS. That's why Larder gets a 3 seconds. So some people struggling with track limits at the moment.
El Pistolero clearly pushing hard as he is fairly low on ERS for lap 4. Jake still with 97% compared to El Pistolero on 25.
So Jake doing all he needs to do. He doesn't really need to overtake El Pistolero. There's no real point. They're lapping around the same pace, so he might as well stick behind and save everything he needs to, which he's doing very nicely so far. As Preacher Chom gets overtaken again by Mikey Man in the Haas this time. So the Haas driver is making up some positions in the race, especially Harry Stark, who, when he was on this form, he was a very, very strong driver last season, but often either crashed or got quite unlucky, so wasn't really able to show us his true pace. But El Pistolero's almost got Jake out of DRS here. Jake has to be a bit careful. Of course, he has the ERS to defend, but well, to attack, sorry, but to be a little bit cautious now. Obviously, he doesn't want to use everything, but it could be crucial for his race to stay in the DRS of El Pistolero.
Pistolero going to be down on power in the straights as you were, not anymore, but he did have under 10%, which means you are going to get a power deficit from the engine. Just settling into the race now as P1, 2 and 3 just chilling in the DRS as they get Cutler by more and more on each lap. As is Mickey Man going to go down the inside of Cutler? No, he's not. He thinks about the move, but he thinks better of it. Just waiting.
Kind of crucial, he gets the move done kind of sooner, or else his softs will drop off and he'll be stuck behind the medium runner. He's really got to think about going for a move now or just soon. Ben M. Goat.
He's going to get to the move. He's going to get to the move, but Carp's no, he's not back on him, man.
So yeah, we missed it, but Explicit has got past Ben M, but Explicit on the softs after spinning is already back up to P7, doing quite a very good job so far. Cutler with a poor exit out of Chapel. Will this allow him to get overtaken by Mickey Man? Vivid Bunny in chat saying before the race that he is a strong
And he's going to go
contender for
down
a
the
win
inside of
or
a
a
championship
podium.
rifle. As Cutler just goes straight into the back of him, maybe with damage.
Good
Nice
damage! Ooh!
Nice save. In pretty cagey between the two of them. But gets the move stuck.
Could we see some intense championship battle between the two of them later on in the season? Of course, this is a bit of a race to just for people to just find their grounds in this tier, see what their competition is looking like, and make judgments based off that. So I'm sure drivers just in the least weird way as possible, feeling the competition out, just gauging how aggressive or not their fellow drivers are. RL Jake Penn up. Thank you for pointing that out, Vivid. Yeah, Jake with a penalty now, so advantage Aries Stark, who's now sat behind them on a decent amount of ERS, and he's doing a good job. Pokemon Badness going for a bit of a spin, so his race has gone from bad to worse. This race is really kind of looking for a bit of a safety car to bring things back together, as the grid has split into just mini trains at the moment.
Mickey Man gets the 3-second penalty. Trying to get out Cutler here on his softs is probably crucial. He does get a Cutler out of the DRS pretty soon, otherwise his softs are going to drop off.
But Mikey Man kind of helped bridge the gap between the top three and the next group of cars, so I'm sure Cutler won't mind sticking behind the faster soft runner at this moment in time, as it will help him get closer to the leading pack ahead, who most of them have penalties, so it's kind of crucial that he can bridge that gap, or else it could be podium chances over for him. Yeah, not too many bits of action going on, to be honest. Lots of packs at the moment, people in between just getting their heads down, but important to note that 2 of the top 6 are on the medium compound tyres. Preacher Chom and Cutler, the 2 leading alternate strategy runners, not too far off the lead, and if they can keep this decent pace up as the softs will start to die out, they could be in for a really good charge at the end of the race when they're on fresh softs and the rest of the grid is on old mediums.
Exr Aptly maybe lining up a move on Mr. Tango's here. Aptly has a clear DRS advantage, so is he going to go for it on the straight? Maybe. I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty boring race. As I say that, Jake goes down the inside of El Pistolero, and they are battling again, and Jake just spins him out. El Pistolero is round, and Jake just blatantly turns it on him there.
So I think Jake will be getting a stern talking to by the stewards, or pretty much definitely a time penalty, as that incident has not helped him in the slightest. Lukey Boy is round at cops, so I'm not too sure what he's doing. But El Pistolero kind of almost out of the race, as that has probably given him wing damage, as you can see, understeering all over the track. But this has allowed Aries Stark
and
to
the
get
safety
into
car.
There's a safety car.
As Lukey Boy did
This is crucial.
Chapel, and this could have brought El Pistolero back into this race now. Very
Another
fortunate.
thing to note, the medium runners, they're screwed. What can they do?
This is absolutely perfect time for the soft runners to pit for mediums.
But people on mediums now are kind of screwed. Softs can go around 16 laps, but it's just, well, that's at a push. You don't want to be on them for more than 11 realistically, so they're going to have to take a big gamble here. I wonder what's going through the minds of Cutler and Preacher Chom. Do they stick it out and hope for another safety car later on, or do they just gamble and try and get some mad luck with puncture territory? We're going to go on board with RL Jake. I'm sure he's going to go into the pits. We're actually going to stick on board with El Pistolero, see whether he goes into the pits and gets his wing changed. As Jake gets a 5-second for speeding into the pits. That's
and
interesting.
is he going to serve that?
he won't be able to serve that no. So he's going to have an extra 5 seconds to carry around. He won't be able to serve. As Preacher Chom gets a penalty for hitting into Cutler, going into the pits there. Unfortunate for him.
Albistero doesn't change his wing, but he does get held up a lot by, he gets held up by 3 cars of Preacher Chom, Mickey Man, and I don't know who the other one was.
Luckily, he doesn't lose any position, so quite fortunate for him. So 2 medium runners have pit. What's Preacher Chom gone on to? The hard compound of tyres, whereas I think
Very interesting.
Cutler on the softs. So that is very interesting, I must say.
Explicit. Oh, explicit was exhausting. Exr happily pit for hards as well.
So, I mean, this race has been completely just torn apart. Everything that we thought might happen has just been completely just shattered. We've got 2 people sticking out on the mediums. The 5 second might be BS, like, oh, she's taking that into account, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, RL Jake's race pretty much ruined by that 5 seconds. He's going to have to gap air restart, I think it is, by 8 seconds to win this race. It's going to be a very, very tough order to do, but he might be able to do it. You never know. Maybe a bit of a dark horse in this race will be the likes of Explicit or Preacher Chom. Preacher Chom on the hard compound of tyres, so for the next 10 laps maybe he's going to be the slowest man on the grid, but after these 10 laps, after the mediums start to drop off a bit, after the softs inevitably drop off a bit, he will be one of the faster cars on track once the delta between the mediums and the softs and the hards starts to close in. So he's probably going to lose a few positions off the restart, but he'll be able to gain them back at the end of the race.
Oh, the safety car's in this lap. Ready to get racing again. Ben doing the restart. As EXR applies a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Pokemon Madness.
So Ben, will he be going early or will he go late? He's gone very early, got a massive bit of wheel spin on his cold tyres, and that could have almost ruin things as we get back to green flag racing. RL Jake has got a very, very good restart. Almost, will he be going for a move on Pot Flyer into turn 3? Is he going to send it? No, he's not. El Pistolero getting another 3 seconds. Same with Cutler. We're going to go on board with the battle up here. Cutler on the fastest compound of tyre out of anyone. Will he be able to get a bit of a move on and make up some positions? RL Jake not using his ERS, choosing to stay behind Pot Flyer. Doesn't see the need or want to overtake them yet. Getting very, very close. He's going to go down the inside of Luffield. Yes, he does.
Is he going to get a traction down? Oh, as he make a bit of contact. Is he going to stick it?
Board, as they're going to go side by side, going through cops. Go side by side. Who's going to hold it? Pot Flyer holds it round the outside. This is some incredible batting going through Maggots and Beckett's now. Let's see what these two drivers can produce. A bit of a poor exit from Pot Flyer. Will Jake get the traction? Getting a bit of dirty air, but he's got the slipstream. But he's under attack from Exr Tier. He's going to go down the inside, heading into Stowe. Who's going to get the move done? Who's going to hold it? Exr Tier gets the move done on the racing point.
Is Jake going to come back? I'm not on the outside of the Vale chicane. He leaves just enough room. This could be a fantastic move. Around the outside of the Vale chicane, both very clean racing there. And a brilliant move from Jake as Exr Tier is going to come straight back at him. As he goes down the inside of turn 1 and he gets a 3 second.
That was never going to quite work.
Oh,
but he tried anyway. Almost locks up into the back of Jake. So
and Cutler goes around the outside of Upster if he can get the traction down. And no, he's very, very, very poor exit there as Mickey Man goes on the outside of it.
There's some very, very intense racing in this safety car restart. Has really shifted everyone's point of view, and people are a bit all over the place now. Will Cutler be able to go round the outside of Luffield? Maybe gets a bit of a switchback.
And he's going to go round the outside as he's using. And he turns off his ERS. And he turns it straight back on again. And he turns it back off.
So Pot Flyer, a big slide out of Cops. Will he be able to go really side by side with Jake? This is never going to end well. And Jake has gone for a spin, sticking his nose.
I'm not going to lie, that was definitely all Jake's fault. Jake completely ruins his race.
Just that little lapse of judgment, and he's gone from
Mickey Man goes down the inside of Cutler. Is Cutler going to hold it on the outside? Yes, he is. Does he leave enough room? He doesn't leave enough room. There's absolutely no chance of the car's length there as he goes. As Mickey Man goes deep. As DRS gets enabled again as Cutler goes off the track at the last corner.
I don't know how he's managed to do that, but he has.
With a 2-second lead now. Absolutely.
A safety car now, and his race gets, it just gets reunited. Vivid saying that was unnecessary from Dark. Yes, it was a bit aggressive. Why do they go for unnecessary moves? I know it's just crucial
as
around
Dark
the
is going to go down around the outside, of Brooklands as we go into Luffield. Is he going to try and get the traction down and get a better exit? As he does get a very good exit there.
Is he going to go around the outside?
All of his DRS. He's around the outside, brilliant move. As now Exr Tier is looking to hunt down Ben M with a 2.5 second lead. Still yet to pit though.
Very, very crucial bit of the race. Cutler and El Pistolero, two championship rivals and two very aggressive drivers. As Pot Flyer's onto the grass and just gets a Pot Flyer. Yeah, goes onto the grass and gets a poor exit. Cutler has got no deployment left of his battery. He's got nothing left to use, so will not be able to make any use on El Pistolero. Them two had a few heated moments.
Pot Flyer is going to go down the inside of Mickey. No, he's not. So Ben M is still to hit. Pot Flyer still to hit the two left. As Ben M has a 2-second lead, and he's already been caught by 4 times half a second. Now by Exr Tier, you can just see the fresh tyre advantage.
Pistolero is right on the back of Exr Tier. Of course, El Pistolero used to be an actual real-life car driver himself, driving some pretty fast cars, so he knows what he's doing. on his wheel. Let's see what he can do.
So
Can he put it to good use? As
no room.
Aries Dark.
Cutler is going to go straight on the outside if he can get the traction down well enough, and Elvis are completely entitled to the racing line there, defending brilliantly. Neither of them have very much DRS as Cutler tries to go on the outside of Cobb's corner, but just backs out of it at the last second.
Look at Mickey Man having to literally just lift off completely. Not go into the back of them. Let's see if there are going to be any moves happening on this straight. I don't quite think so. They're all very low on ERS, apart from Mickey Man, who's looking to go around the outside of Cutler. Let's see what he does. Doesn't quite get the traction or the momentum through Stowe, and has to settle back behind Cutler for another lap.
Don't know what's happening to Aries Dark, but he's lost a further 4 tenths as he gets another 3 seconds.
Let's have a little penalty check, shall we? And see who's on what. So as we see on screen now, Benham 3 seconds, Aries Dark 6 seconds, El Pistolero 6 seconds, Cutler 11 seconds, Mickey Man 6 seconds, and Hotfly also 6 seconds. So quite a lot of people in the top 10 have got a few penalties. But Aries Dark went on the grass on the straight, and that's allowed El Pistolero to go right down the inside into Brooklands, and now into Loughbill's hairpin. Pistolero getting the move done, but how long for will he be able to hold on to it? Aries Dark with a lot more ERS than El Pistolero himself. Cutler gets another 3 second, and then another warning on top of that, so that is definitely not going to help his races. He's now on 14 seconds worth of penalties with 5% deployment. Explicit up into P6, he's got absolutely no ERS, but he's kind of catching this front group of drivers, and with the least amount of penalties out of anyone on the grid apart from ZZRD, he is looking very, very strong in this race. As Preacher Chomp gets another 3 seconds add to his penalty requirement.
Hot fire into the pits for the last 10 laps. He's going to be pushing like a madman on his fresh soft tyres. So El Pistolero just dragging Aries Dark, Cutler and Mickey Man.
Oh, and Cutler's on 17 seconds worth.
Wow,
that is not a lot of.
That is worse than the Exr Apex.
Or better.
Oh.
Almost. Oh!
Cutler goes straight into the back of Aries Dark. 16.
Vivid saying Cutler 17 seconds worth of penalties, might as well retire. We'll have to see. If another safety car comes out now, there is absolutely no chance he's getting points at all. So yeah, that's unfortunate for him. But Cutler getting the move done on Aries Dark, and El Pistolero is outside of the DRS of Cutler, but Cutler with the DRS able to get it back below a second, but for how much longer will he be able to do that? A poor exit out of Stowe for Cutler, and he is out of the DRS as Ben M goes into the pits to finally pit with a soft compound of tyre. Is it a race over for him already? We'll have to wait and see. A safety car now would definitely help him in his quest for points. Oh, TV just shut down. No, it's fine. Right, I'm back. So yeah, Cutler staying in the DRS of El Pistolero, and it looks like El Pistolero could be in for contention for the win of this race. What are your thoughts on that, Ollie?
I was going to say, realistically, Cutler should be practically pushing El Pistolero around the track at this point because his softs are superior. But for how much longer do you think?
I don't think for too much longer as Explicit gets a bit slidey out of Loughbill's. How long has he been on said soft compound of tyres? Let's have a look. He's been on them for 16, almost 7, sorry, not 16, 6, almost 7 laps, so they should still be a lot fresher than El Pistolero's medium. So maybe just some lack of pace from Cutler, maybe struggling at this moment in time, as that is ZZRD round, or a bit of a spin going through Cops, and it looks like he's got wing damage from that. Unfortunate for him. El Pistolero kind of stretching the field a little bit. As you can see, Cutler's kind of dropping off a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see whether how much longer Cutler can stay in the DRS of El Pistolero. He's going to have to use everything to try and do so. But saying that, Cutler does set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and is still looking quite capable of staying within his DRS at this moment in time.
So Ben M gone from leading this race by 2.5 seconds to being 30 seconds almost off the lead. That shows you that he definitely should have pit under that safety car.
And Cutler on 20 seconds worth of penalties.
Wow.
This is some incredible driving from him.
Just so good.
Oh, and I don't know what that was, to be honest. We're gonna pretend we didn't just see that.
What happened?
He just understeered out of Chapel and just cut the track completely. And he, yes.
Does he have damage, do you reckon? It looks like he does, because he's understeering absolutely everywhere. Surprised he hasn't been disqualified yet.
I mean, it's not. I mean, saying that, final order, 18 seconds of penalties as well. Not quite what you want, to be honest.
Split up, not Alpestero clearly flexing his pace here, as him and Cutler have just completely waltzed away from Harry Start and Mickey Man. But this has been a very solid performance from the Hatties this race, P3 and P4 currently, but gonna be P2 and P3.
Yeah, I mean, even just without the penalties, I doubt Cutler's going to even be able to make it to the end of the race. To be honest, I don't think his softs will be able to last. All that battling with Cutler has definitely not helped him.
So Cutler has had a warning on every single lap except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
Oh, there's someone off. Pokemon Madness is out. I don't know how he's done that. And there's a virtual safety car. If it wasn't a full one, to be honest, I would have liked to see a full safety car, to be perfectly honest. As Pokemon Madness clearly expressing his disappointment with his DNF.
Maybe go to what Vivid put in the Discord.
Yeah, I have seen.
Fantastic
the
line. Cutler. Oh, with Mickey Man's got past Aries Dark.
Oh, so a bit of a switch round from the Hatties.
And Cutler has 23 seconds of penalty.
Nice! May I say, I mean, when you think of inspiring drives, you think of Hamilton's pole lap in Singapore. I mean, you think of his drive at Turkey last season, you think of Lance Stroll's pole position at Turkey. To add to this massive catalogue, I think we have to put Cutler at Silverstone here today in one of the top performances of all times. This is incredible stuff. This really is unbelievable.
Why that's gonna put Cutler.
He
down
He's
to?
gonna-
He's down
Oh,
to like,
dear.
he's gonna put him in like,
6, 8, 9, 17. It's gonna put him all the way down to P12. Wow. He's going from P2 on track to P12. That's if his tyres even make it. You can see they are looking extremely worn on stream right now. They do not look to be in the best of conditions right now. So this race has definitely been an interesting one. A lot of just completely bizarre things happening, such as Cutler's inability to stay on track, some unfortunate spins by RRL Jake, who's somehow made his way up into P6. Explicit, a strong debut, and currently looking to get P4 as well, as he is within the 3-second region of Aries Dark as well. So yeah, it's looking to be very, very interesting. Dude, the only saving grace for Cutler is he could win on track if his tyres make the whole way, but I think we could possibly see a puncture from him. But you can see the front two just completely waltzing away. Mickey Man 3.5 seconds off the lead, and it's only getting bigger. Cutler,
oh my god, Cutler has
26
seconds
of penalties.
Wow.
And final order 21. Yeah. This is some great stuff.
ZZRD is currently...
He's gonna end up P8. He's gonna gain so many positions off penalties. I mean, a safety car right now. I'd personally love to see if Apple could just put it in a wall. And I'm not saying that, obviously that's not what I want to do, but if a safety car was to occur, then that would be nice. But El Pistolero and Scott having a bit of a battle. El Pistolero, after being spun around on lap, whatever it
Flyer
was,
has literally just... Yeah, that has happened. Yeah, okay.
What
He
has happened?
just
Oh dear.
completely took our head on the street and giving him damage.
Brilliant stuff. Good stuff from Pop Flyer. Oh, and that's someone off. That's ZZRD.
Never mind.
Could that
him
be the
getting
safety
hit.
car? Oh, and... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's sad, because Jacob just got another penalty.
Oh,
Which
and...
it is... I don't even know. Yeah, I have no words.
And
to be
Cutler gets
perfectly honest.
past Elvis, but he goes very deep into Brooklyn.
The question is... Cutler, are you okay? The question is, will Cutler be able to get a 20-second gap to El Pistolero in the last 3 laps?
Very much
Cutler has done the hold-up job of dreams. Mickey Man and Dark could be in for a 1-2 here. Vivid Bunny being the absolute goat on stream. Please tell me you have a screenshot of you saying a 1-2 for Hash, because it could actually happen. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Pokemon Madness saying that he's furious with himself for binning it, I can definitely understand that. But Cutler, is he going to send it on El Pistolero going into Bell Chicane? Yes, he does. He sends it down the inside, pushes El Pistolero off track.
And Mickey
Man gets a switch back
past El Pistolero. This is great, and Cutler gets a
Pistolero
warning, surely. And Mickey Man is going for the lead of the race here, and...
Oh! He cuts the corner completely, but he moves. El Pistolero gets the move back, done now.
It is a great
damage to El
battle for
Pistolero!
P1.
A bit of end play has just come off from the back of the Red Bull's car. This is a really intriguing race! Mikey's Rose! El Pistolero!
El Pistolero just
ended this man's whole career! I don't have words. El Pistolero's got heavy damage now, and his race is just... No! No, we were rooting for Faisal. We wanted him to win, and now he's on for like P4 because of damage. Oh dear. Vivid Bunny with the goated prediction has just been killed. Is how the two drivers have
Well,
just been
explicit
binned.
has a lot of arrests.
Yeah, as people are saying in the chat, the contact model in this game is atrocious. It is awful, which may have resulted in that incident happening. But Cutler, look at his tyres, they must be screaming for mercy. Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear. Some people are clearly expressing themselves in chat right now, not quite happy with what's happened, to say the least. And Cutler doing a hold-up job.
If Aries dog bins it last lap.
El Pistolero, another penalty. Oh, you hate to see it. You really do just hate to see it.
Jake has made it all the way back to P4, really flexing his pace.
No, El Pistolero's on the grass. I was just saying, if he can get within... hold up. Let's get the right one here. How far is he off Aries start? He's 3.3 seconds. If he can get within 3 seconds of Aries start, he wins the race.
Are you dumb?
Because
El
of Cutler's...
Pistolero has 9 seconds. Dog has 6 seconds.
I meant explicit. I'm losing myself. I meant explicit. Explicit, I meant. But I don't know how Cutler is still driving on this track. I wonder that everyone would like to know.
Those tyres look very good.
Yes, explicit up into P4. He's almost in contention for this win. If he can start battling, if Dark starts battling with Cutler, we could see an explicit win on his way back into EXR after his long hiatus. He's
currently within 3 seconds of Aries Dark.
Currently within 3 seconds of Aries Dark. Could we see an explicit win in the legendary banana car known as the Renault? This could be some exciting stuff. Unfortunate for
Heading on to the
Pistolero's
last lap of this race here, we're going to go on board with
him.
explicit this whole lap now. As
No, we're
Cutler's
not. We're
tyres
going on board
are
with Aries Dark.
super weird right now. As
Yes.
Dark.
He's got the ERS, I don't know why he's not using it. Explicit's got nothing.
He's had nothing for about
All he has to
47
do,
laps.
all he has to do is use his ERS, but he's not using any.
Explicit
This is
rapidly
interesting.
gaining on Aries Dark and Cutler. Cutler doing a massive hold-up job now. So
If Cutler can make these tyres go to the end, then I'll be very surprised.
I reckon
but,
Cutler's
I
going to
mean,
get a 20-second gap on Aries Dark in these last couple of corners.
Yes, I agree. Dirty air out the last corner, not last corner. The final bit of the S is definitely going to hamper his progress, but look at the time he's going to gain on the straight. The delta's just going to go up and up. They're going side by side, down into stone now. Cutler getting a bit of a switch back. The gap is just
3 seconds on the lead.
oh,
So close. Oh my god.
Aries with a big lock up.
If he can have, oh, he's
Come on!
into the last
What's
corner.
going to happen?
Oh,
Explicit!
oh,
Is he going to get it? It's very close!
oh, he gets it.
Explicit with the win!
He gets it by 11.
Explicit with the win!
It's an
No
incredible
way.
scene. I'll Jake's wins last corner. Explicit
Jake's
wins
had last
the
corner.
season opener by
Explicit wins!
thousands.
Wow! What are we seeing here? Oh my days. You could see the gap just going up out of the last corner. I have no words. And another thing, how has Cutler got points? How has Cutler got points? I want to know how he's got points with 26 seconds of penalties. This game, Wolf, EXR Sky saying in chat, my nan could get less penalties than Cutler, and I quite frankly agree with that statement. I can't lie. Wow.
Cutler Cutler went
So
19 laps on those softs. He made them go
Cutler.
19 laps.
Oh, this is unbelievable. This race, this has just shown that Tier 3, not being the quickest of tiers, but probably one of the most exciting as it was last season. Can you believe it? Explicit from P7 on the grid after spinning lap 1 wins the Grand Prix from Aries Lock from Mr. Tangos, who was quite frankly nowhere that race, but penalties got him up loads of positions. Preacher Chom P4,
Mr.
Mike
Tango's
Mickey Man
got a
P5,
podium.
El Pistolero going from an easy P1 to P6 in a matter of seconds. Ben MP7, Jake after almost guaranteeing himself a podium, spins last corner. Cutler getting 26 seconds worth of penalties and still getting points. And ZZRD, after spinning about 50,000 times, manages to get a point. So that was quite the race. The smallest of margins determining this entire race, and this is just a preview of this exciting season to come.
No, it's not.
I'm sure. Don't think we're going to be doing any post-race interviews. I don't think so. We might do. I'll keep an eye on that now. But yeah, that race was, quite frankly, ridiculous. Talk about it from your perspective, Ollie. What do you think about that?
I just think Explicit was kind of nowhere the whole race, and just him being able to keep it on the track made him win, which is absolutely Cutler, just an inspirational drive from him. So unlucky for El Pistolero as well, and Aries Dog marginally, yeah. El Pistolero, sorry, very, very, very unlucky.
So, Discord's getting a bit heated, as you could probably tell. Some interesting stuff there, but we're gonna stop the stream there. That was an incredible race. People put any last moments, any last comments in the chat, and we'll stay on stream for another minute or two. My prediction would have been right, so I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's unlucky. Vivid Bunny, of course, predicting before the race that it was going to be a Haas 1-2, and unfortunately, the contact model in this game is extremely bad. Yeah,
GG to everyone except Cutler, because
yeah. We're not going to promote any favoritism here, but I feel like Cutler's actions in today's race was
not necessary.
There was some questionable stuff from him. Yes, to be honest, he had every right to fight for the position. Actually, no, he didn't. He didn't have a right to fight for the position on 26 seconds of penalties. But we moved. It's racing. It's hard racing. I don't know what else to say, to be honest, but that's going to wrap up today's stream. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you clock in for make sure to continue watching the channel for Tier 4 on Thursday, and we're back with the big boys in Tier 1 and Tier 2 for Brazil for the start of the second round of racing at Interlagos. So thank you very much for watching today's stream.